stories like Jamie Vardy, seeing that, it's a similar story to your own.
He's done brilliant, and I love the fact that our game can actually allow you to do that.
Yeah.
But before him, I've had my own clients like Marlon King. Luar was in McDonald's at Stratford, working. You know what I mean? That's what they were doing. These guys are, there are other stories here, you know? Other people that have done that. Nathan Ellington was playing for Walton and Ersham, and Theo Pathetis was the chairman then of Walton and Ersham, one of the part owners. And Nathan was working for one of our partners as a trainee accountant. Yeah. And I remember going to watch him, and then Ian Holloway came in, and not unlike to this day, once he gets excited about something, bang, he's got to get it. And he bought it. Okay. And he partnered Jason Roberts, and then went from there to Wigan, and the rest is history. Before Jamie, there was other stories, in it. He's just probably the main, you know, even high-profile one, isn't it? You know, we go back before my time. Cyril Regis has done it. There's loads of different players that during the last 20 years who have become household names that went to non-league, came up. I think a great story is Bournemouth going from that level, and a lot of those players came out the conference, 2 Bournemouth League 2, League 1, and now they're in the Premier League. It's all achievable. It can be done. It's difficult, but it can be done. You know, Jason Punchant, people know now. Well, he played non-league football. Yannick Bolasie was playing. But what was he doing? Playing non-league football. You know, these are all guys I've worked with and brought along and done different deals with.
There is talent,
you know, Albert Adoma was a painter and decorator in Middlesbrough. I asked him, what's your ambition? He said, to play for Ghana one day. Got to the World Cup, played for Ghana.
Look at that.
You know?
Look at that. So what's your thoughts on grassroots football?
It's brilliant.
Yeah?
It's the lifeblood of our country in football. That's what it's about. That's where the future stars can be made, and not just that, it's the enjoyment of the sport itself.
So do you still attend grassroots games? Yeah.
Well, I retired and I carried on playing until I was 40 odd on Sundays, paying subs to play. I stopped playing pro. I could have played till I was 40, and I just that was it. I'll do this. So while playing, I'd look at someone, and someone would have a kid playing, and I discovered a couple of players like that. But I will always go. That's what I pride myself on. I was doing 5 games a week, wherever there was a ball being kicked, whether it's Clapham Common, Hackney Wick, Hackney Marshes. Someone will call me and I will go. I got a phone call to go to Kosovo, I went. Yeah. You know, Hungary, I went. Romania, I went. Sierra Leone, I went. Ivory Coast, I went. Nigeria, I went.
Do other football agents go to grassroots games, or do they just necessarily just go about the academies? Do they just say, oh, you know?
I think I think the current agency world now, the new guy on the block will try and get himself into academy games. You know, and they're trying to make it a lot stricter for you to actually get involved. That you'll have signs, no agents allowed, blah blah blah. But if you know someone and it's a mate, you can say you're his cousin, and you know. And remember, we're in England, so we've got our own colonies. We've got New Zealand, Australia, Jamaica, Nigeria, Ghana, all the English colonies. You know, and then you'll have France and its Francophile colonies, whether it be Algeria, Morocco, Mali, Ivory Coast, Senegal. They got different rules, hence the players can go, Arsenal can buy player A in Africa, send him to France 2 years, sends him to Switzerland 1 year, comes back here with his EU passport, suddenly he's in the back of full of Arsenal's squad, full of these players that came via Abidjan or, you know, Tangiers or something. It's you know, there's a lot going on behind the scenes here. I'm just saying you don't get any examples of that of someone going to Delhi. And in terms of black managers and will we ever see an influx of managers, I'll say one thing, I think the problem is, how does that person get into a professional environment? That, I think, is the point. Right. So when you have got your qualification, how do you get to turn up at Shrewsbury or Charlton Athletic with your CV qualified to get into the system? That's where it's institutional, and not institutional as the word. Charlton ain't going to let Fred Bloggs or whoever, whether he's black, yellow, red, come in because their system already works. And my mate's looked after him and he's looked after him, and that's the part that's difficult. It's very, very cliquey, professional football, because no one wants to break the mould and upset his friend. So when a coach comes in, he tends to bring his friend. Right, and his friend brings his friend, you know, and that's the problem, you know. Believe it or not, the cliquiest football in our country is non-league. Very difficult just to get a trial for a kid, because you know you got a guy who's a taxi driver, no offence to that, and he'll be a manager, fine, and his mate says, "Oh, what do you think of this player?" Shit. You know, I took a player called Randell Williams. Randell Williams was playing for Tower Hamlets. He'd been playing for different groups in East London, I get a phone call when he signs. Oh, my name's so and so, and you know, I took him when he was 8. Come on, man. I want something back for that. I took him when he was 8. You know, whoa. Someone shows me someone.
Yeah.
I do my own work. I believe Alan Pardew will like this kind of talent.
Yeah.
Goes to Crystal Palace, has a trial. This guy is now a professional footballer. 4 weeks after we met. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. That is what the game's about. Randell Williams, on record, go on the Palace website, signs a contract till the end of the season. If he does the business, it gets extended. I put that in that contract. Show me. Earn it. There are no 2-year, 3-year contracts here. Bollocks. Perform, get extended. Perform, get extended. Get established, then you go get your 3-4 year deal. And I said the same thing to Yannick Bolasie, and he didn't agree. We no longer work together, but I remember that story. You go get, I should be on 40 grand a week, but fucking score goals then.
Yeah. It's that simple, isn't it?
You're not Ian Wright. I played here. Ian Wright was unbelievable, scored goals. You're an unbelievably gifted guy. Work out what you're going to do and how long you're going to last.
Yeah.
Again, if you're married and you've got 2 children, you want that security. I get it. But you'll only get the security by performing. And it's the same thing applies to whether he's a black manager and he's trying to be, there aren't enough black managers. Well, when you get the job, fucking win more games than you lose. It ain't rocket science.
Yeah.
Why would I keep my job if I'm losing more games than I take 20 games and I lose 16 games? I'm getting the fucking sack. You get a lot of guys who, well, hang on, if I was white, I'd get another chance. Well, you ain't. I'm just saying, you know, like, what you meant to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you shouldn't apply. A very famous player, world-class player, black, I remember putting him forward for a Crystal Palace job, and if you're smart, you'll work it out. Played for England and everything. I put him forward to Simon Jordan. A bit too far from my house. And this is exactly my expression. I went, what? He said, a bit too far from my house. I just had a young kid, and I said, no. I'm going to ring Simon Jordan and get you an interview where I think you'll be great for Crystal Palace. Yeah. I just moved the house on the wheel and I don't really want it. It's a bit too far.
Wow. Wow.
That made me go, I don't want to represent fucking managers.
Yeah. I mean, some others might look at it and say, oh, nah, that's a load of rubbish, do you know what I mean? Because, you know, it's who best fits the job. But there's bias in football, isn't there? Yeah. There's bias at that level.
Just on that level, this is the only thing I've got against the PFA. They should campaign for everybody, all the black players. The PFA have the power to actually make that difference.
Right.
And I can say that on record. I honestly believe if they can make all players sign a petition to make sure that the union gets paid, so they get 40, 50, 60 million, I don't know what the number is, but they're a mad amount of money from the TV sponsorship, well, they got the power to make sure an ex-black footballer or whoever it may be gets an interview, providing he's qualified. They have the power to do that, and that's my only negative statement I could ever make against our union. And the motto is one black hand, one white hand. Well, it should be right across the board. Getting qualifications is great. Well, get fucking interviews for ex-players that are qualified. That's what I would say, and that's my only gripe. I'm not saying it will happen, but it will make a difference, trust me. With that amount of power, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the South American kid falls over and burps or farts, then Gordon Taylor's on to oh, well, he farted, but, you know, it was, you know, everybody else does it, but, you know, why should we make a big grab about him?
Yeah.
You know, like, come on, they should be campaigning for you know what I mean? Ex-players that are qualified and want to go for the job. They're the ones that make the difference.
Listen, Tony, it was magnificent speaking to you, man. What a great insight.
It's refreshing, to be fair. I could have been sitting, freezing my bollocks off watching a game of football now.
Nah, it was brilliant, man.
No, thank you.
You know what I mean?
Cheers.
So that's Mr. Tony Finnigan on the Keep On Side show.